Hello everybody, this is a video I'm making regarding the Royal Hunt Cup. I know it's on the 21st of June, but I like to look ahead because it's a key betting race. I'm also looking at the Wokingham and the Epsom Dash, all the important handicaps. But I've been spending quite a few hours on the Royal Hunt Cup and I've had a thought bubble, and I hope I'm right. Now, the horse that's popped up in my mind is not a huge price. I was hoping the market wasn't going to have found him, but the fact that he is only around 14 to 1 tells me that he's well fancied. And the Hunt Cup is a very valuable handicap, but there is a definite trend to the type of horse that wins this race year after year after year. They have to be a high-class handicapper on a mark in the between around 105 to 95. And there are a bunch of key trials that I've found. I've gone through a load of the past winners, and there are basically 5 or 6 really key trials which crop up time and time and time again in the winners of the Royal Hunt Cup. You occasionally get one. There was one winner from Godolphin, let me find that for you, who doesn't fit the trend, and he was an absolute shock winner, and it was Real World, trained by Saeed bin Saror, but he got this horse in off a ridiculous mark, as it turned out in the end. This 4-year-old Real World, they got him into the Royal Hunt Cup off a mark of 94 as a 4-year-old. Here we go. He starts off, wins his maiden on the all-weather in October as a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. They then take him to Maidan. He runs on dirt, right? So he's only ever run on the all-weather. He gets a mark of 94 for that. He comes out and absolutely bolts up in the Royal Hunt Cup off 94. And by the end of that season, he was rated 123, 124, running in Group 1 races. So he was literally £30 well in. But you couldn't possibly have known that based on those 5 runs on artificial surfaces or dirt surfaces. But apart from him, the rest of these runners have winners. A lot of them have got a very common set of races that crop up. One of which is the Cambridgeshire. That comes up all the time. Dark Vision here. I nearly made him a handicap special bet that year. Dark Vision, he won as a 4-year-old. Passed away now. He's not alive. But he won the Royal Hunt Cup, where are we here, as a 4-year-old on his second start as a 4-year-old, and he had previously run in, the Balmoral Handicap and the Cambridgeshire, okay? Those are 2 very key races. Cambridgeshire, Balmoral Handicap. And there's others in here that did similarly. If we have a look at Zhui Feng, do you remember I put Zhui Feng up at 28 to 1 and we were on it? That also should have been a handicap snip special bet. And he won the Hunt Cup in 2017, I believe. That's correct. And if we have a look, 2017, he wins the Royal Hunt Cup. But he had, on his previous start, run in the Victoria Cup. That's the 3rd key race. He'd also run in the Lincoln. That is the 4th key race. He also ran in the Balmoral Handicap and in the Cambridgeshire, and then he wins the Royal Hunt Cup. And if you go through a lot of these horses, you will find that a lot of them have run in those races. Let's have a look at Afak when he won it. So I've not just been looking at the horses that have run in those races this year. Obviously, I've been looking at other things as well. The horses that are entered in the Royal Hunt Cup that have appeared in those races. Now, when Afak won it in, what year was it? 2019. So let's have a look what he did prior to winning the Hunt Cup. He won the Hunt Cup on his first start after being gelded, but he had run in the Cambridgeshire the year before. He also ran in the Clipper Logistics, but he also ran in the Hunt Cup the year before, and he was second. And he ran in the Spring Cup at Newbury, and also in the Silver Cambridgeshire the year before that. Oh yes, and he also ran in the Britannia. And if you keep going through them, you'll find that the Victoria Cup, the Britannia Stakes, the Balmoral Handicap, the Cambridgeshire, the Lincoln, and the Newbury Spring Cup. Those are the 6 races that are the key trials. And going through all these horses, all these ones here that I've crossed out, they're either too low in the handicap, too old, they can't win off their mark, they're exposed, and they're too high in the weights, whatever. So I've been through every one of these. So there's a lot of them. There's been a lot of work involved, as you can see, because I judge each one individually. So I've still got a large number, pretty much, left on the list. But there's one horse here and here he is, he's 14-1, and it's a horse called Pirotto. He's off 96, and he's been moved from Marcus Tregoning's yard, still in the same ownership. They've moved him to Roger Varian. And if we have a look at Pirotto, now he hasn't won since June 21, which means it's 2 years ago as a 3-year-old. But what race did he win? He won the Britannia Stakes off a mark of 99, and it was fast ground. He does require good ground or ideally faster. So he's already won one of the key trials, which is the Britannia Stakes. His last run, which was his first run for Roger Varian, is in this year's Victoria Cup. And the going was soft, behind Rebel Territory. And here he is. But if I read the comment to you about him, says here in the Racing Post, their comment, Pirotto, having his first run for a new stable and well backed, looked well treated on his old form and ran promisingly on ground softer than he might appreciate. He was running on well from the rear and is worth bearing in mind for the Hunt Cup or something similar. So he's won the Britannia 2 years ago. He's run in the Victoria Cup, one of the key trials. And here we are in October of last year, off a mark of 100. While he's still with Tregoning, he runs in the Balmoral Handicap. And the going was good to soft. And what does it say? He finishes 9th, beaten 5 and a bit lengths. Slowly into stride, soon midfield, headway against the far rail, ridden, and every chance, 1 furlong outpaced final furlong. That was of 100 on rain-softened ground. And let's see what that Racing Post say. Pirotto, without a win since taking the Britannia over course and distance, was contesting just his second handicap since, and looked to threat a furlong out before fading. Just faded on the soft ground. That was at the back end of last year. And previously before that, he ran in the Cambridgeshire. So his last 3 runs have been Cambridgeshire, Balmoral Handicap, Victoria Cup. He's a Britannia Stakes winner, and he's been rated as high here as 110. 110. And he was been consistently rated marks in the hundreds, and he's been having to run in races like this, the Summer Mile in a 79 grand group race, small field, not what he wants. So he also ran in the Bunbury Cup off 101. Anyway, guys, if we look at that, where is it? Britannia Stakes run, slowly away, raced in the near side, held up in the rear, headway going easily, 2 out, led group and led overall, 1 out, ridden, kept on strongly, and he raced on the near side. He was actually out of the handicap that day. He was £5 wrong. And what does it say? The leaders went way too fast, and with the field splitting into groups, the first three raced near side. Not for the first time, lost ground at the start, but racing out the back early, he was in the right place. He was suited by the step up to 7 when winning on his previous start, and over another furlong he improved significantly. His mix of speed and stamina makes him quite smart, and ideal type for these sort of races. So his connection should have plenty of fun with him in big handicaps. There you go, guys. But the thing is, that was off 99. He's now down to 96. He's changed stable. He's running all the appropriate races. He handles the track. He wants a big field. He's on the right mark. He's 5 years old, which is the perfect age. I just think the whole plan has come together, and I think he can run a massive race. He will need good ground or faster, so hopefully they don't water and then we get summer rain. But if you want to take a bit anti-post, you can do. I think could well end up being a gamble. There you go, Perotto. That's my idea of the into the race. There are plenty of others that have got huge chances. Majestic won the Cambridgeshire last year for Jack Shannon. Dual Identity was third in the Cambridgeshire. He has definitely got a chance. The Lincoln has proved to be a fantastic race, and this horse here, Croupier, was last in the Lincoln. 22 of 22, finished last in the Lincoln on his, and he wins the Hambleton. So it's a very, very strong race, this Lincoln, that could well provide the winner. You've got Awal, he's a soft ground lover. Baradar, I don't know if I think he may be going for the Wokingham over 6 furlongs. You've got Majestic, he's entered in the Hunt Cup. Great Gadian, he was 6th, he's entered in the Hunt Cup. Toshizu, he's entered in the Hunt Cup. Boardman won the other day at Chester. Revich won at Chester. Bo Pedro won at Newmarket. Empire State of Mind was second to Bo Pedro. Al Mubir won at Leicester. Who else? There's others that have won out of this race. Jimi Hendrix, of course, won. We backed him at Newbury. Helm Rock just ran second the other day, I think, at Ascot. Montasib won at Newmarket the other day. And One Ease was very disappointing in the race at Newbury. But Croupier just won the Hambleton. So it's a very, very strong piece of form, and any of the ones that are coming out of the Lincoln could come and win this race. But I think this horse is the right age, he's on the right mark, he loves the track, he's running all the right races. If we have a look at the betting, just get the odds comparison up. I couldn't find it on Odds Checker, but we'll see that there is some money for him. Where is he? Yeah. Where are you? I've lost him. Second. Yeah, he's 14 to 1, 12 to 1 generally. I think the horses, I think they're expecting him. He's either working really well at home and they know he's well treated and he likes the track, and people are, putting their money down. So there you go. It's not a huge price, but I think he's got a clear chance here. Especially if we can get some solid ground for him. You might want to take a couple of points win or something right now. I'll leave that up to you. I just think it's as I was going through, what I was doing is I was going through all the key races, and he kept cropping up. I looked at the Cambridgeshire, I looked at the Balmoral, I looked at the Victoria Cup, and there he is. And given the fact that he's won at Royal Ascot, he loves a big strong field, he was well back last time out, ground was too soft for him, but he still ran well. I just think, and off a marker 96, he has been rated as high as 110. If it all clicks for him, he could be the ideal candidate. There you go, that's a little bit of Bank Holiday Monday content for you. I hope you enjoy that. Perotto. That's my thought bubble for the Hunt Cup. I will be doing other races. I'm already looking at the Derby and all of the Epsom card, and I will let you know any thoughts about that. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you all soon.